have kept me from the one I had today. I took a walk one street over from my home, cracked and broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from the one I love today. One street over there's a life I could have known. Things aren't
Barry
always
and
as
Rebecca.
Hey, good morning, good morning. We'll just kind of hum along with the Ridgetop Ramblers, bringing us into One Street Over. Hey, everybody, this is 1100 WSGI. I'm U-Turn Laverne, and this is, again, One Street Over, a show where we get to find out what's going on one street over from where we are. Now, before we get into the show, I've got sweet, beautiful Elizabeth Graves sitting here next to me, but before we get to her portion of the show, I want to just kind of remind you, this is a Christian broadcast company, and we have got brothers and sisters in Ukraine that are dealing with just things we can't even fathom right now. And if you caught the show this past summer, right at the end of summer, we had Natasha and Sasha on here, Maluga, and they are citizens of Ukraine in Kyiv, and they are doing mission work there. Our church helps sponsor them. We've got work through the Ukraine Bible Institute. We have friends that are American citizens that are a part of that, and they're trying to leave Kyiv, or they're trying to leave Ukraine right now. And so we've been posting some updates. I put an update up from Ukraine, and my friend Pamela Furr up in Nashville, she goes, "Are you there?" And I'm like, no. These are my friends that are trying to leave Ukraine. And basically what they're hearing, the word we got, I think this is about 7 hours ago, was this is their words. We got word at 5 a.m. that Ukraine airspace was closed, and at the same time we heard about explosions outside of Kyiv. We immediately got up, rearranged our bags, and headed out. At a stop on our way outside the city, we heard shelling in the distance. And again, that's just an excerpt from the update we got from folks that are in Kyiv that are working to leave and head across the Polish border. That's where a lot of folks that are able to leave are right now. And so just pray for that crossing to go smoothly, and pray for all those that are in Kyiv this morning. My friend, one of my friends, she put up just pictures of the city this morning and the relative calm at the moment. And we just pray that the people who are trying to, that Russia, as they try to invade Kyiv, that they'll just turn back and take the hand of God to just turn them back. And but above all, just protection for all those in Ukraine. Can you imagine? I was talking to Elizabeth as we walked in. I said, these are people who we had here this summer, and we were talking to them, and I don't think they had any idea this was coming. And can you imagine being a country that's, you hear shelling in the background? Pull that microphone to you, Elizabeth. And I just can't even imagine waking up to that and facing that. So please be in prayer for Ukraine this morning, and constantly, and just pray for God's hand to be upon this, and just to push back those who would want to invade, and for us to be able to get a new start there. But anyway, with that said, again, this is a Christian broadcast station. This is Ebenezer Broadcasting. This is a worldwide Christian broadcast station. When you go to the internet, or if you go on the app, of course, locally, we have our little 1100 AM signal that is broadcast, and we want to be very mindful of that and very responsible of that, and make sure everybody knows what's going on in the community. And that's why folks like Elizabeth come in. And I just love that she's now with Ag Extension Office, the UT Extension Office, and she's going to be somebody that's going to just check in with us from time to time. She reached out to me and she says, "We've got the Ranchers dinner coming up, and this is, tell me what this is exactly, because we've talked about it before, but I don't want to miss out on this. What is it you're doing?"
Okay, so I am part of the Young Farmers and Ranchers, and
our chili supper is coming up on March 18th at 6 o'clock, and it's going to be at the National Guard Armory, so right across from Springfield High School. We're changing up the location, but it's $10 for all you can eat chili and chili dogs.
Okay.
And there's going to be a silent auction. There's going to be about 20 silent auction baskets, and you get to enter a raffle for $10 a raffle ticket, and you can win AR-15 or a side of beef custom processed, and we'll be selling new T-shirts. Now, our new T-shirts are really cute. They've got an outline of Robertson County on them, and we have all the crops that we grow in Robertson County in that outline. So, of course, tobacco is a big part of Robertson County. So that's on there, and watermelons and pumpkins and row crops and cattle. So it's going to be fun.
I
And
want one of those T-shirts now, so I can get that at the dinner, or can I
Yes.
get those ahead of time?
you can get those at the dinner, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay. And I'll
Or
tell you what,
order
I
'em
just
at the
went ahead and
dinner.
wrote you on my calendar. Check your calendar and see if you
Okay.
can come in on the 17th. Because what we want to do is, like, we're putting it, we're saying, okay, save the date. You've got a few weeks before the dinner, so save the date for the 18th, which is a Friday. But why don't you come back in on Thursday the 17th?
Here, hand me a pen.
And we can talk about this, and then I'm sure other stuff going on in the UT Extension office. So we'll get Elizabeth back in here on the 17th, and maybe we won't spend 30 minutes, but at least 15 minutes just talking about the dinner and anything else going on.
Of course.
I think you need to be almost like a monthly visitor
I
in here.
think I should be too.
Yeah, I think we just need to keep you on the calendar and make sure you just come by once a month and let us know what's going on.
Of
and I
course.
think Jeff will appreciate that.
Of
And
course.
he doesn't like to come in. He doesn't like to come in, so she can be your mouthpiece. And for the UT Extension office and all the different things going on. So
Of course.
So you need to get with Jeff and just
Of
talk to him,
course.
because he sends me emails all the time about different things happening there in the office. So you can get on that mailing list too. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the dinner is happening. Kind of reiterate what you just talked about, because this is helping with scholarships, right?
Right.
Okay.
So we have a Jason Bracey scholarship, and we've been doing it for a while now. And all the money raised goes towards that. And this scholarship, we hand out 3 scholarships. One is $5,000, one is $3,000, and one is $2,000. And to get in contact, if you want this scholarship, contact the Robertson County guidance counselors, principal, or ag teachers. And more details would be on that application. So
Okay. What would be the deadline? Do you know the deadline for that
Let me
application for those
see.
scholarships?
I've got
Because and this is for the kiddos that are in FFA. I'm gonna have to wear my blue corduroy in here one day. One day, I will try my best to remember to wear my blue corduroy on the
Oh.
17th. Because I've got it. I was in FFA up in Greggs County, Lowe's High School in Greggs County, Kentucky.
okay.
So I will try my best for your next visit to remember to bring my blue
Okay.
corduroy. And all you FFA folks know exactly what I'm talking about. Those
Of
lovely
course.
styling jackets.
Ooh.
And then they haven't gotten any more stylish
Oh, yeah.
in the last year. They're the same jacket.
Same ones.
Jacket, man. That's awesome. I love it. But that's kind of, you can't change the FFA jacket. It is what it
Of
is.
course.
You gotta keep it. Gotta keep
Of
that
course.
blue corduroy. I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, I'll have to wear mine in here. So what is the deadline for that scholarship?
So the deadline is March 31st.
Okay.
And you'll send these applications to Lee Bagwell, and he is our vice president. And for more information, get the application, and we'll get that into you.
So the deadline again was March 31st.
Yes, ma'am.
That last day of March is your last day to apply. And these are I'm guessing these are seniors that are going
Yes.
into some type of agricultural study.
Yes, ma'am.
So what was your degree? That gives them a good
So I'm going to graduate in May, but my degree was agriculture science,
Mhm.
but you can have any sort of agriculture degree.
Mhm.
So,
I know a young woman who is going into an agricultural degree as a stepping stone to veterinary medicine.
Oh, wow.
I think that's the plan. I don't want to say who it is. I'll ask her to be sure. But this is something she can apply for.
Yeah.
She's a senior, so I'm
She'd
gonna
be
call
perfect.
your mommy, and you know who you are, because this is a scholarship you would absolutely qualify for, young lady. And so I'll reach out to them and remind them about this, because I mean that's what she is going into veterinary medicine. But I believe that her
Okay.
line of study on the front end is maybe ag science is kind of like what yours is. But fascinating stuff, good stuff. And hey, come get some chili. It's
Yes.
gonna be chili time for chili as we're. Can you believe how quick this year is going? I mean, we're approaching the end of February.
yeah.
Now. Oh my word!
Yeah.
It is just nuts. So that is the deal. So let's just kind of go back over it. We've got Elizabeth Graves is in here from the UT Extension office. She is. Tell them what your title is now.
So my title is 10-step program assistant, and what that means is I do cooking classes for low-income families, and even if you're not low income, I still want you at my class because it's just so fun. But I've got a couple classes coming up, and one of them is tomorrow at the UT Extension office, and it is at 11 o'clock, and we will be making French toast and strawberry smoothies. So if you want any of that, come on by. And I'll start a class at the library March 2nd at 1 o'clock, and it's every Wednesday. And then I'll start a class at Byron Porter, which is the senior center at Orlinda, and I'll be starting that one March 7th at 11:30, and it's every Monday and Wednesday. And then I start another class at the library for teens. This is only for teens, and it's at 3:30 every Tuesday. And then I've got another class. I've got all kinds of
I'm
classes,
telling you,
guys.
and we're going to go back through these. She's just kind of unpacking it right now, but we're going to go back through the whole schedule in
Okay.
just a minute. So continue on.
So I've got another class. Now you have to register for this class, and I've got 2 spots left. So if you want these spots, make sure you email me. It's teen cuisine. That's what the curriculum's called, and it's just 4th through 8th grade.
4th through 8th. Okay.
And it's 3:30, and it starts April 7th. So
Okay.
it's gonna be fun.
It's April 7th, and how many days of the week, or is it? What's the timeline on it? On that one, you have to register for?
Here, look on your calendar. I didn't write down what day of the week it was.
Okay, hang on.
I think
just
it's
1 second.
Thursday.
Is
Maybe?
that just 1 day a week though?
Yes,
And you
1
say
day
it
a
starts
week.
in April?
It starts in April.
Okay. So
April 7th is the first day of
April
it.
7th is on a Thursday.
Thursday,
So-
yes.
so is
Every
it-
to Thursday
So it's going to be every Thursday for how long? Is it going to be 6 weeks?
till May.
Till May. So so we're going to go throughout the month of May. So April and May, Thursdays. And this is teen cuisine, grades 4th through 8th.
Yes.
Okay, so teen cuisine, grades 4th through 8th can register for Thursdays in April and May.
Yes,
And
at
the time on that
3:30.
again? Okay.
3:30, and I've got 2 spots left. So make sure if you want a spot, you email me, and I'll.
Give them that email.
Okay, my email address is ELIGGRAV at I was about to say Gmail at utk.edu. Again, ELIGGRAV at utk.edu.
And I'll get Elizabeth when we finish the interview to go into comments and put this information in,
Yes.
if you would, and that way people will have it on the show. But now one question that I would have, is there a fee for this? Is there a fee
Nope.
for this one?
No fee.
So this is free.
This
And-
is free.
And so this is an after school thing, guys. If you're trying to find something, you gotta get your kids engaged after school. You cannot leave them to their own devices. Not a good idea. I mean, that's just not a good idea, and you know that. So if this is something that would be great for your kiddos right after school, so they could come in at 3:30, and then how long will the class last?
About 90 minutes.
That's perfect. You can get off work and go. That's perfect. I mean, yeah, absolutely. So, after school. I mean, absolutely. This is good. Yeah, you'll get hit those last 2 slots pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
How many kiddos are you allowed in the class? How many?
20.
So there's 20. Oh man.
And I sent the
fun.
email out
Mhm.
last week,
Uh-huh.
and it has been filling up like crazy.
See, how much fun is that? So get your kiddo registered. If you've got some grandkids that you know would benefit, grades 4th through 8th. This is Thursdays, April and May, 3:30 for about 90 minutes. Great after-school program for them, and that'll get them out of the house. Right here as the weather's starting to get warmer, and you just don't want them at home sitting in front of the stupid television like they've been doing all winter. So
It's going to be
yeah,
fun.
absolutely, absolutely. Teen cuisine with Elizabeth Graves. I love it. Very good. I tell you what, let's pause for a minute, and we're going to come back and just go back over everything we've talked about, make sure we're not missing anything. But Elizabeth Graves is going to be one of our regulars here on One Street Over from the UT Extension office, and just a great way for us to stay plugged into all the agricultural activities happening in our community, because this is an ag community. And even though we're growing in leaps and bounds, we're going to continue to be an ag community. So let's go there. Let's talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. We are growing in leaps and bounds. Things are changing like crazy. I just got back from Mexico, and when we were flying in, we were standing in line getting on the plane in San Diego Monday, talking to a gentleman that was looking at land in this area. He had looked into, I mean, he was actually heading down to Alabama. We were saying, hey, Tennessee, and he's just, people are wanting to come to areas like what we have, because they're wanting our values. They're wanting what we got here, and it's just, they're coming in droves. So folks, get ready. It's not going to ease up anytime soon. People talk about the housing bubble going to burst. Well, it may, but in this area, it doesn't look like it's going to for a very long time. It may stabilize and kind of taper off a little bit, but it doesn't look like housing prices are going to come down in this area, because we're one of the last areas to really catch on to the Nashville connection, and people are seeing that, and they're coming here just as quick as they can. And you need a good realtor. I mean, if you're looking at buying or selling right now in this market, you need a good realtor that knows both sides of the table, and that's what Barry and Rebecca, they know both sides of the market. When it comes to anything, when it comes to a purchase, Rebecca's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. She can help your seniors to navigate these waters. Now, when it comes to the selling side, especially, you need a marketer to make sure they know that your property is available, because that's the only way you're going to get top dollar. That's the only way you're going to get these crazy prices that people are getting for the property, is for people to know about it. And so that's the unique thing that they bring to the table with Barry being a marketer. He came out of Nashville, was a vice president of a marketing company for his career, for his first part of his career. Then he went into real estate full time, and now he's going to make sure everybody knows about your property if you're selling it. He is a Zillow certified photographer, licensed and insured drone pilot, does a 360-degree virtual reality home tour, so people can walk through your home without having to walk through your home, and sometimes buy it from California without even coming and looking at it. It's crazy. It's crazy times. You want good realtors to help you. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buyrobertsoncounty.com. See their specialty Robertson County listings, but know that they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties across the state line up in Kentucky. They are the whole package, and they want to invite you to join their team. If you're wanting to get into the real estate market, this is a great time to join the team, and they can walk you through that process, talk to you about the benefits of being a realtor. They'd love to have you be part of the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy robertsoncounty.com. Tell them. March, put that on your calendar, so give them all the details about that.
Okay, so our chili supper is $10, and it's all you can eat chili dogs and chili. And we're having a silent auction, about 20 silent auction baskets, and we're raffling off a AR-15 and half a side of beef. And the raffle tickets are $10 too. And we have new t-shirts, so keep an eye out for that. And people might be wondering, how do you become a member of Young Farmers and Ranchers? To become a member of Young Farmers and Ranchers, you need to be 18 to 35, and you need to be a member of Farm Bureau. To be a member of Farm Bureau, you just have to pay $30, so you don't have to have their insurance or do business with them. Of course, you have to have an interest in agriculture. So our next meeting is March 3rd, and we normally meet the first Thursday of every month at 7 o'clock at the Farm Bureau office in Springfield. So put that on your calendar, and please put your input in.
Okay. And one thing too that I want to mention is now for the scholarship to be, I was talking about my friend's daughter.
Yeah.
Would they have to be members of the organization to qualify for the scholarship?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I kind of thought that that would be a logical thing. So they don't have to be part of the Farmers and Ranchers Association to be qualified for the scholarship. They just have to have an interest and a degree that is going towards agriculture.
Right.
Okay, that's the only requirement. Okay, there you go. And this is, if you've got a senior that is going into some type of study that is ag-driven, this is a scholarship that they can access. What kind of amount do you normally see with scholarships? Is it $1,000? Is it $500? I mean, what is the, or is it just completely depend upon how much you raise at the chili dinner?
So we have 3 scholarships.
Okay.
One is $5,000.
Oh, wow.
One is $3,000, and one is $2,000.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I gotta tell you, I mean, having gone through a lot of stuff with my kiddos and applying for scholarships and stuff, you do an awful lot of paperwork for $500 sometimes. Those are good scholarships. Saying you need to get your kids blind for this stuff. How about, do you have people, how many applications have you had so far? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And, but that's just, I mean, this is a good scholarship, you guys. If you've got kiddos that are seniors this year and they are going into anything agricultural driven, check out this scholarship and be sure and put this on your calendar. March 18th, chili supper. It's at the Armory.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. All you can eat. Bring your appetite. And are you going to have, okay, are you going to have chili for us people who don't like spicy at all? Are you going to have spicy, or is it going to be one kind of chili? Or is it going to be spicy kind? Or are you going to have mild and hot and all that?
We'll
How's it
have
look?
all kinds
All
of
right.
chili.
I got you. Because I'm guessing that the members of this organization, they're the ones that bring the chili, maybe? Are they?
Yes.
Okay. So there we go.
Yes.
You just kind of, when you're talking about chili, you just know that if there's just one offering, if it's super hot, they can get some of us. But if you've got several different varieties, at least some of us wimps when it comes to food. I can't stand anything hot, so I want mild. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So before we finish up, we're going to have Ace and Brian sliding in here in a few minutes. I want you to go back through your cooking classes, if you would, and
Right.
make sure people know how to get in touch with them. Is there anything else that we've missed other than the cooking classes and the ranchers thing? Anything else that you need to announce before we get back into the cooking classes?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's go back in to the cooking classes, and this is Elizabeth Graves. She is new with the UT Extension office, getting ready to graduate. So excited for you. I know you're just loving it.
I know.
You're just loving it. I talked to your mama, and you are so excited about this career, and I'm excited for you. So
Well,
talk to
thank
them
you.
about your cooking classes and how they can get in touch with those.
So if you didn't know, I am a 10-step program assistant, and what that means is I do cooking classes for low-income families, and if you're not low-income, I still want you at my classes. We have a lot of fun. So my classes, I've got a lot. Tomorrow, I have a cooking class at 11 at the UT Extension office. We'll be doing French toast and strawberry smoothies. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I am starting a cooking class at the Stokes Brown Library at 1 o'clock, and it's for adults. And it starts March 2nd, and it's going to be every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And then another class at the library that I'm doing, I'm starting it's going to be for teens, sorry. And it's going to be at 3:30 every Tuesday. And I'm starting a class at the Senior Center in Orlando, Byram Porter. And it's going to be March 7th, and it's going to be every Monday and Wednesday at 11:30. And then I'm starting a cooking class April 7th, and you have to register for this one. This one's called Teen Cuisine, but I only have 2 spots left. So it's for 4th through 8th grade students. So if you've got a grandkid or a child at home, please email me at eli gggrav@utk.edu.
Okay, and do that email address one more time, because if you have any questions about these classes, go ahead and give
Of
that
course,
address one more
email
time.
me if you have any questions about any cooking classes. My email is eligggrav at
You're doing it just fine, Elizabeth. Start again.
sorry, I've got a lot of emails. Sorry.
I get it.
eligggrav@utk.edu.
Okay, very good. And I have a couple of questions that I had. The time, what is the time for the class tomorrow? I don't think I heard you mention
11
the time.
o'clock.
11 o'clock tomorrow, and that's where?
At the UT Extension office.
And going to do French toast and smoothies. And then
Yes.
also, too, I wanted to just kind of say yay on the senior center cooking classes,
Yes.
because I got to tell you, we have somebody on our Meals on Wheels route who is a widower who just doesn't know how to cook. And
It'd be perfect.
well, it's a gentleman that his wife passed, and so he just, we serve him because he just simply doesn't know his way around the kitchen. And a lot of people who found themselves widowers at this time, that they grew up in an era whenever that's woman's work. I didn't cook, and so I think that's a great need in the senior center. So that's great that you recognize that.
Yes.
And I know those who know how to cook, they're just going to love getting to know you and
Yes.
and learn some new things.
Of
I
course.
mean, all of us can learn how to make new things, and
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So check out these classes. I'll get Elizabeth to put her contact info in comments to kind of reiterate all this and tell them one more time. The main reason she came in today was to promote this chili dinner that's happening. It's going to fund the Farmers and Ranchers Scholarships.
Yes.
And tell them again when it is, and we're going to have her in then that Thursday before as well. But go ahead and remind them again what that is all about.
So the Robertson County Young Farmers and Ranchers are having a chili supper, and it's March 18th at 6 o'clock, and it's located at the National Guard Armory, and it's right across from Springfield High School. And it's our 17th annual chili supper in silent auction, and it's sponsored by Remax, Brittany Graves, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're raffling off AR-15 and a side of beef, and we're going to have about 20 silent auction baskets. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Come out and see us.
I'm going to put it on my calendar. I'm going to try my best to be there. Because that does sound like a lot of fun.
It
sounds
is.
like a lot of fun. Elizabeth Graves from the UT Extension Office, you reach out to her. She'll put her contact information up in the comments. And I see Ace already here, so we're going to make the transition to the second half of our show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, and we'll be back with more of the show right after this.
Do you stop for the school bus? Most would say absolutely. But did you know that if you encounter a bus on a multi-lane highway with 5 or 6 lanes and there's no barrier or grassy median, then both directions of traffic are required to stop? That means Highway 41, locally known as Memorial Boulevard, and Highway 431, better known as Tom Austin Highway, require traffic in both directions to stop when a bus is loading and unloading passengers. When you see a bus or a school zone, slow down. Pay attention. If the lights are flashing, watch for direction from the bus drivers and crossing guards. Our most precious treasures are on those buses. Let's keep them safe. This has been a public service message from the Transportation Department of Robertson County Schools.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and talk about one of our live sponsors here. We're going to go ahead and let's talk about the folks over at Rysam and Buick GMC. You want a new ride? You want something new for 2022? You better get going, because 2022 is just going so fast. This is so weird. Oh, my goodness. Time is just slipping by. And if you're looking for a new ride, well, get by and talk to them. They've got great selections on the lot from GMC and Buick. They carry trucks, SUVs, and sports utilities. That's what everybody wants. And you can get the Sierra that has got that 6-function multi-pro tailgate, the Swiss Army knife of tailgates. I want one of those so bad. They're so nice. But if you drive through the lot and you don't see the new selection that you want, they make it absolutely effortless to order exactly what you want. So you can get the package you want. You can get the color you want. You can get crazy stripes on it if you want. I've got a friend of mine has big old pink stripe on her car.
But, I mean, maybe you want to customize it like that. You can do that if you order your vehicle. So go and see them for anything from GMC and Buick. Again, trucks, SUVs, and sports utilities. They don't do sedans anymore because that's the big sellers. People want to be able to haul stuff in their ride. And so that's what's being produced at a higher rate. So you can get exactly what you want from GMC and Buick, and you can get a pre-owned vehicle as well. And you can check the lot and drive through and take a look at all their selections, or you can even do that online at ricelandbuickgmc.com. They make it effortless to order your vehicle from there. It's the first thing that pops up, and you can go through the inventory. You can do that on their Facebook page as well, Riceland Buick GMC. And they have leasing and financing options. They have a great service department to back up everything they do that's open every single day that the dealership is open. The dealership hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Service hours vary, but again, you can find all that out on the website, or you can just pick up the phone and give them a call, 615-384-3559, 615-384-3559, and as always, you know what to do. Tell them because it was, it's Mexico.
Yeah, I knew it was coming down to the 9th hour, and I knew I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it. So
yeah, so I just,
but.
well, and I don't know, I was like, how in the world did I miss that? Because I think you sent it to me in plenty of time.
Yeah.
But then I
okay.
just, well, I saw it.
You got like you have a glow. I can tell you've had some sunshine, unlike us here. So
In Mexico? Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, my goodness, I cannot.
Can you just tell me what the weather was, just so I can live vicariously?
70 degrees,
Thank you.
sunny.
I got it.
I mean, that's one of the reasons people love the Baja Peninsula. You just go Southern California and just keep going.
Yeah.
And it's the same weather pretty
Mhm.
much, and it's just extraordinary. It's
Mhm.
so beautiful.
Mhm.
And I can't recommend, if you're looking for a cool vacation spot, go to Baja, Mexico.
Mhm.
I mean, just get in your car,
Mhm.
cross the border. Everybody's like, oh, you go. It's so beautiful. It's
No.
wonderful. The people are just spectacular. Carry your little translate app with you on your phone and talk to them. Learn some Spanish, for heaven's sakes. I'm talking to myself. But you can go down there, cross the border. They're wonderful. Ensenada's a beautiful place. And then just keep going south. There's just one road that goes to Baja. And there are so many fabulous. This is something I didn't know. I was talking to some of my friends down there about in Hawaii. There's a place where the water comes blowing up through. There's like a I don't know what you call it, like a geyser. There's one of those in Baja.
Really?
And I didn't know. There's two in the world. One's in Hawaii, one's in Baja.
There you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
down where we go to El Rosario.
Mhm.
There is, El Rosario is actually on the route for the Baja race.
Mhm.
And so there's this gorgeous hotel. We get to go on mission and stay in a luxury hotel
Mhm.
on pennies.
Mhm.
And so it's in El Rosario. So there's this beautiful hotel called Baja Cactus you can go and stay in. Or you can stay at Mama Espinosa's as well and kind of get the local flavor.
Mhm.
But you can stay at Baja Cactus and then go and get somebody to tell you where the seal hole is.
Mhm.
And the road is quite interesting, but you can do it. You can do it. Maybe get a local to go with you. But you can go, and there's this big, like, open pit. And when we were there over the summer, we went down there, and the seals were just out having lunch. We hit it at the wrong time. But you can go down there sometimes see hundreds of seals just laying.
Oh my
And
goodness.
you look over in it, and it's just the most spectacular coastline.
Mhm.
Gorgeous. I can't say enough. Go visit Baja.
Yeah.
Get your passport. Go visit Baja. You fly to San Diego. You can watch the ticket prices. You can get a great ticket. Go across the border. You
They
can do
should
it.
they should pay you to be for a sponsorship. You just did a beautiful, wonderful spot for them just now.
People will
Yeah.
love you, and you would just see,
Yeah.
just.
I've been to Puerto Vallarta, which is and it's the prettiest place I've ever been in my life, bar none. Like just absolutely gorgeous. Everywhere you look looks like a postcard, and just beaches and mountains and beautiful. And the people are awesome. Food's great. Yep.
Yeah.
All the same stuff. Yep.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
And you go there. We got to go into one of the orphanages down there too while we were down there. And I tell people I come back and I just feel it's just so inadequate because they find so much joy in just the little things. Yeah, we were in this one. It's like 30 kids that just they're just there, and just beautiful kiddos. It's just anyway. You'll be blessed. Go see the Baja.
There you go.
And anyway. Hi, y'all.
You've convinced me. I'll book my ticket today. If I can get out of this mess, I will book it today.
It's fun. It's great.
Yeah.
But, so what's going on, y'all?
Not a lot. Just we had Laundry Love last week and wanted to kick it off with a report there. So
Absolutely.
we had 17 volunteers, 2 of which were new from Gideon United Methodist Church. She actually reached out on our Facebook page and was asking about volunteering, and I said, no, you just show up, and she actually did. She brought a friend, so it was really nice. But we did 919 loads of laundry. It was a lot. It was very, very, very busy. We started before 7:45 because we just weren't going to be able to get done in time. We had some of our friends who bring in a lot of laundry. They don't have laundry service or in transition. We just don't want to tell them no. There are 6 and 7 people that are living in the same spot, and it's just it's hard to say, sorry, we can't wash all your laundry. So we try to get started a little earlier. One of the cool things that we implemented this month is through Laundry Love is actually a national organization. So there are Laundry Loves across the nation. There's an organization, I think they're out of California, and I'm sorry if I'm not speaking correctly there, but they're out of California, out of the West Coast. And when you become part of the Laundry Love National organization, it costs nothing. It's a literal membership. They ask you to report your numbers and the number of loads and the number of families served. They have actually made an amazing partnership with Earth Breeze. Earth Breeze is a environmentally friendly washing. It's like a detergent sheet. It's like the dryer sheets you put in with your clothes. Once you put them in the dryer, it's a detergent that has been like dried, and it's in a sheet that you throw in. So it comes in a cardboard box. So they're trying to reduce the amount of waste with laundry detergent that comes in those plastic tubs. That's a huge waste. We can find ways to repurpose them, but we go through a lot. I mean, it's just it's a plastic waste, and so they actually for free send us enough to do. It's 3 500 sheet boxes. Per load, it's 1 to 2. We found that the perfect marriage is two sheets per load. And so in some of our big loads, we were doing 16 sheets because they hold 8 loads of laundry. But we are grateful for that partnership because that takes the load off us, right? And being able to focus more on the true cost of running the machines. Mm-hmm. It costs at least $1,000 every month to run the machines. I think we were over that this month, and the number just escaped my brain. I think it was like $1,269. But it's a lot of money just to run the machines. That doesn't account for the bags that we put the clothes in and the detergent if we had to purchase that. But thankfully, we've had some really nice donors that have brought a bunch in, dryer sheets and things like that. Again, we've had some really nice donors. So it's a costly but very needed mission of love for our friends. And we saw some new people this time around. It was great. And one of my past volunteers actually said, hey, I've got a friend in Nashville and she's looking at starting one of these in her community. And so I'm meeting with her soon to try to give her any advice I have on and trying to get one started and keep it going and things like that. So it was a good day. Again, it's wonderful when we see these volunteers from. I love to see the collaborative effort. We have, some regular volunteers are from Springfield Baptist Church. We've got some that are from the First United Methodist Church, Miss Naomi Wilkins, and then we've got Gideon United Methodist Church that's come out there. And then we just have, people from our community. They don't necessarily represent a church, and they're there to just give of their time. Miss Diane All, I can't speak enough about her. She's wonderful. She's there every single time, and she just jumps right in and runs faster than the rest of us. And when she was out with she had her knees replaced. I thought, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I need Diane back. I was so glad to have her back. This is our second month with Diane back, and so we've missed her. But glad to have our friends, and anytime we can walk away. I've said, if you want to volunteer. There is no need to sign up. We, do kind of like to know who's coming, but you don't have to sign up anywhere. Show up at 7:45. I promise you'll walk away with your cup full. Mm-hmm. People have asked, how long do I have to stay? Do I have to stay the whole time? Absolutely not. You can come and stay for an hour. You can come stay however long you can make it happen. But I'll be quiet about Laundry Love here in a minute, but we had 2 great volunteers, the Twinks, Pam Stewart's granddaughters. They're twins. But they have affectionately been named, or nicknamed, I should say, Thunder and Lightning. And they are Spitfires. They're teeny tiny. I think they're
I think about 7, yeah.
7. But they ran loads of laundry. They were helping their grandmother with the dryer section, and so they were responsible for bagging the clean laundry and then pulling it back outside. And here are these little bitty tater tots toting. They look like Santa Claus with big giant bags of laundry. And they'd say, "Where's number 12? I need to find the pile for number 12." And they were just so cute to just watch them. And they were into it. I mean, just like, it was
The bags of laundry were bigger than they were. I mean, literally, and I would feel bad. I was trying to come over and it's like, "Let me get that for you," but they were fine. Yeah, they were fine.
I think they ignored you every
Pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
So, but it's a great opportunity. Of course, we had our friends from Robertson County 4-H team. We had 2 of those volunteers, Miss LaDonna Smith and her son Alan, who is a
one of the public speakers I was speaking about. Yeah, he's a very talented young man.
He's been out there twice with us at Laundry Love, and then Brittany Palmore, who she's homeschooling with Robertson County 4-H, but actually knew her. She took dance with my daughter, so it's good to see her and spend some time with her.
Yeah.
So.
I'm still basking. I just still love that they're tater tots.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before. I'm pretty southern. I've never heard little tater tots. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, it's like I hear people talk about the littles all the time.
Yeah.
The littles in this life, and I love that. And I had to get used to that because that was new. I was like, littles. Oh, I like that. Now they're tater tots. Oh, my grandkids from now are going to be known as my tater tots.
Little tater tots.
I love it.
It's very appropriate. It's good. It's good.
They're not my littles. They're my tater tots.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so cute.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, since we're on the subject of Laundry Love, let's go ahead and remind them about the benefit of the baseball thing. That's what we call a segue.
That's professional radio right there.
That's why I'm here.
I'm so glad you brought up the softball fundraiser tournament at Laverne. So my friend Terry Martin with the City of Springfield Parks and Recreation Department. He's been doing the fundraiser tournaments for a while. I think there was a hiatus, but brought it back last year, and they actually helped us raise some school supplies, which seems like a weird time in the spring. However, every teacher we talked to said, "Thank you so much," because, they needed the little refresh on that. And so he came back to me this year and he said, "Okay, we're going to hit go again on this fundraiser ball tournament. What do you think?" And I threw out a couple of ideas, and I talked about, I said, "Well, you could do a really fun thing and do a quarter drive for Laundry Love. It costs a ton of money, and it's a great community resource. That's neutral, right? That's neutral and serves everybody. And so anybody in the community who needs it." But anyway, so he said, "Okay, that's my idea right there." And I said, "Okay, I'm glad you could take my idea." No, I'm just kidding. No, he said, "That's the idea. Let's do it." And so on March 25th and 26th, again, it's a fundraiser softball tournament. Of course, there's still some competition there, but it is a fundraiser. What we're doing is I think he said as of yesterday there were 19 out of 20 teams that have already been spoken for, so that's really great. We're not even into March, and we've got almost all of the teams. But that's an exciting time. So as teams are coming in, they've been challenged to raise as many quarters as possible. Team with the most quarters, of course, walks away with some pride, but they'll also be given a trophy, and get that end of the tournament recognition. They're each going to have individual containers, so we can see, they can kind of track how many quarters are coming in or donations that are coming in. And we are going to use Patrick's quarterware at the laundromat, because there's no way I could count all those in a 20 jugs of quarters. Can't even imagine. But for gate entry, like last year we did a school supply or a donation of $5. This year it's 8 quarters, which is $2, or whatever they would like to give. And again, the goal is to raise as many quarters as possible, and the team with the most quarters would be our winner. But again, that's March 25th and 26th. That's happening at Travis Price Park, in the back ball fields there. This is a 5, 6, 7, 8U, so you're thinking about that age range there. Those 5, 6s, they're tater tots too, just saying. They're really so cute to see them out there. But anyway, that's an exciting time. Again, this is an expensive mission that we have. Every time I think, well, I don't know where we're going to get, I don't know how we're going to, I say it's like magic. I talked to Walt Handamas, he's on the outreach committee at the First United Methodist Church, who helps us with our funds and accounting and stuff. And I said, there's been so many times that I thought, I don't know how we're going to make it. And it's just like magic. And I hate to say it like that. And it just happens. Our community just somehow knows. And sometimes we don't even have to ask, and things just show up. And so that is the incredible feeling of, all right, we're supposed to be doing this. So
That's just the way that God works in our
Yeah.
lives. I mean, He shows us our purpose, and
Right.
then He just makes a way. And
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. So,
Yeah,
very good.
and it's being part of. I come and just show up and help tote bags, but like that's what she's built over there, and her volunteers is. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine at this point because there's a lot of moving pieces and people coming in and out, and I mean there's a lot to keep up with because you got people's stuff and they're very particular about their stuff, which they should be, and they just do an amazing job. And the main thing is just I think the fellowship and some of the friendships has been built through that as far as with the people that come and the people that volunteers, yeah, and just it's just a good vibe. I'll say that. She says you get your cup full. I'll be honest with you, I was having a bad day, and I said I'm gonna go volunteer for a few hours, and my cup was mighty full when I left.
Yeah.
I was tired too, but my cup was definitely full. So yeah.
And it's a wonderful opportunity because it's not just about washing laundry. So,
Right.
I got to tell on Brian just a little bit. We have Mr. Glenn. He comes and volunteers. with us.
Fantastic. I love Mr. Glenn.
He doesn't drive. He's a veteran, and so he always schedules a ride with Mid-Cumberland. Mid-Cumberland brings him. With any kind of transportation service, sometimes it can be a little unreliable with showing up, and so they came early to pick him up, and he didn't want to leave. I love Mr. Glenn. He didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay and work with us. And Brian said, "Hey, no problem. I'll give you a ride home." And I don't think you knew. I think Diane had already.
Somebody already gave him a ride. Yeah.
And so it's just wonderful to kind of see that love and how it's not just about washing laundry. It's those opportunities that we see to really love on each other. And this is our friends that come to get their laundry washed, and then also between each other. And we've got a couple of homeschool kids that are coming and have become our regular volunteers. And the opportunity we can see growing within them to become, servants either in their community through their church or through their group. Some of them are part of Girl Scouts, but also in their work. This is something, and I won't go off on too much of a tangent, but this is something that's so important. This industry and what we do, it's sometimes, what do we say all the time? I can't believe I get paid to do what I do. I can't believe I get paid to do what I do. It is a job. It's something that we're honored to do, but we need to continue to foster that love of community beyond some ways. I mean, there's the career exploration fairs happening, and I was so happy when Jordan reached out because there were some kids who fell into this category of human services. Great. Let me show you how you can serve, and this could be your job, but you can also find fulfillment within your community. And so it's important to foster this love early on. And so I'm excited to be a part of that. And I may only talk to one kid, but I'm going to encourage them as much as I can. That's for sure. So, and try to light that fire and that passion. So.
One kid will get an incredible speech. I'm going to make that prediction. If it's just one kid, very knowledgeable about the United Way and what we do.
A new friend now. It's like she's told me everything. I didn't know.
Mom, she's following with career. I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
So funny. All right. Ace Timmermeier, Brian Pulley, my guests from United Way. They're my guests every Thursday at 7:30 because they're so much fun and they bring so much good information to the table. That is the truth. And we're going to pause for just a moment talking about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Store. I'm just going to leave the mics up here because talk to them about what a great.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I can't believe that CBD is good for bug bites. And,
yes.
And it was one of those things that I cannot stand to get bit by a mosquito.
Right.
And it's just one of those.
Right.
And now I get bit and I just take my CBD oil and it's all because of you.
Yes, I'm glad. I people probably know this, but I'll tell it because it may help someone else. I was in Arkansas and we were at my wife's family, which is near like Texarkana, so it's near Texas, and they've had these fire ants come up from Texas, which were particularly vicious, and we're out at their land, and they're older, and so it was like a piece of their property. They don't get too much. It has a whale bite, and I was very concerned about my son fall in the well because that's something he would probably do. And so I was watching him. I watched where I was walking. I stepped in a mound of fire ants that was probably about calf high, I would say. And they were all over. I had summertime. I had loafers on, no socks. Before I knew it was happening, they were eat up. And so needless to say, my next couple of days were very uncomfortable. I went and tried to get all the over-the-counter stuff that you could get. Nothing worked. My mother-in-law had some CBD stuff that was salve, which I have used before. And that and cold water gave me complete relief, and it was amazing. And within about 48 hours, they were pretty much like healed, like healing, I would say. They weren't inflamed or doing what they were doing anymore, and that's all I was using was that salve and cold water. That was it. I do cold water for like 10 minutes and then put that salve on it, done. And it's like,
amazing.
and like I would tell anybody that, and then since then I've used it for, like you said, bug bites from my kids and everything else. It works. I'm telling you. And if you look at the stuff on the back too, it's all natural stuff. It's essential oils. I mean, and it stuff works. People think, it's dope or whatever they say. It's a plant and it works. So get it. There you go. There's my thing.
I just say better than him. And talking about the CBD products, these are Robertson County CBD products. They're processed from the hemp that Bill grows, Amy Corcoran's brother Bill.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because I had Amy in here a few weeks ago and we were talking about that when Bill started growing hemp, Miss Jane said, "Give me some of them plants. I want to see what I can do with them." And she took them and started processing them into that salve. And the salve that they sell in the store, Amy and Miss Jane make there at the house. And my mother uses it for pain. And bug bites, you can't beat it. I use the oil for bug bites as well, and I take the oil for my arthritis pain. It's a good product, guys, and it's
fantastic
product right here, and they're also your source for all the gardening stuff too.
Yeah.
It's time to plant. It's time to plant your cold weather vegetables. Go and talk to Amy about that. Right now, they're still closed on Sunday until it warms up, but they're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4. The hours are a little different right now during the cold winter months, but you can give them a call, 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. And talk to them today. They're at 4920 Highway 161. Tell them U-Turn, Brian and Ace sent you.
Yes, please do. I'll be out there myself. I need to restock, and yes, so yes. Yeah, really. So we had the pleasure through our Rotary Club to sponsor the Miss Robertson County pageant. Be a partial sponsor this last Sunday, and I had a lot of preconceived notions about pageants and things like that. I have a daughter, and so I was ignorant. I'll just say that. They came and spoke as part of the sponsorship, and I learned a lot as far as what they're doing to empower our young women, and as far as the education piece that is tied to it, but then the confidence that they're instilling in them through this program. And so I just want to give a shout out to the people that organized that event. It was Jody Ballard and our reigning Miss Tennessee, Tally Bevis. I'm sure there are others I'm forgetting, but that's the two that came to speak to our club. And I have a daughter, Ace has a daughter. We're trying to build them up, be strong women to go in this world. And I think the best thing you can do for a young woman is educate them and fill them full of confidence, and that's something that they're trying to do. So I learned a lot, and it put together, because I always just thought it was the bathing suits and the things that you see, which is very old, and they don't even do that anymore. And so very cool that they brought that back to Robertson County, and just good job with our young women here and what they did. So appreciate that.
Awesome.
Heroes of the Week. Yeah.
Working with our kiddos.
That's
I
right.
love that. And I get a kick out of watching the locals too. I know Jordan's daughter has been involved in pageants and stuff and doing great. It's just so cool. And they get scholarships and things like that. So just
right. And if you've ever met any of the young women that are involved in it, they will blow you away because they are well spoken, and they've got so they've. Yeah, I've always thought athletics is what I've always used for that, as far as for our young people and building confidence and teamwork and all that. There's many ways to skin a cat on that, and so there's many avenues you can take, and this is one. And I couldn't be more impressed with what they were doing and some of the things, particularly with the education piece and the scholarships that I knew about but I didn't know. And I think a lot of, and we kind of talked about it amongst our club too when we were talking about sponsoring, and a lot of the guys had the same issues I had with it, but just didn't know. And so we learned a lot. And so,
you know what you didn't know.
Yeah, that's right. So good job, ladies.
Outstanding.
Yep.
So heroes of the week.
Yes, ma'am.
Heroes of the week, I think
All
it's
right.
great.
Yep.
So what else we got going?
Well, I wanted to kind of share a little something fun that is happening this week. It actually started on the 22nd, and it's running through March 4th at Bransford's Head Start program. So the Bransford Head Start. Head Start is for our little tater tots, but it prepares them for school. It is a program that is run by Mid-Cumberland Human Resource Agency. And Miss Lisa Cadwell is actually the one who reached out and said, hey, there's an opportunity to come and read to our kids. There are 2 opportunities at the main location there at Bransford. And again, it's has already started and it's underway, and I'm actually leaving from here to go and read to kids. It's one of my favorite things to do. I make funny noises and funny faces and act like a fool, and I have the best time ever, and they love it and walk away.
Can I come video this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, I own it.
It's my favorite thing. I always read Gerda the Turtle and the story about Lolly Lou. These are 2 Dr. Seuss, but it's about internal confidence and looking, anyway. There's I won't get into it because I'll probably tell you about that another day. But There's a great opportunity. 8:30 to 10:30 is the window of time. If you wanted to volunteer, I encourage you to do that. Again, it's now through March 4th. Go read a book to these kids. There's no real tight schedule, but you do need to make sure and let Lisa know that you're coming. Her email address is lcadwell, LCADWELL at midcumberland.org. Again, lcadwell@midcumberland.org. I'll make sure and drop the flyer that she had emailed out to you guys. I have sent this out to several people and just said, hey, this is a good opportunity. I'd like to see you guys out there. These are young kids, and I promise it's one of those things that you'll think, I don't have time to do it. You need to make time to do it. It's a lot of fun. I know that there is another location. It's 505 Rose Hill Circle that they're offering Head Start as well, and that's available 8:30 to 10:30. I think the 11:30 to 12:15. So a shorter window is available at Bransford, but Lisa can drop all that in the comments and make sure that you guys reach out to Lisa over at Head Start. So.
And is that on Fridays only, or is it any day of the week?
No. Yeah, during the time. So it started February 22nd.
Okay.
It's running through March 4th. It's an opportunity to go read when it works for your schedule. There's 2 locations, but again, the time is just a little different with that Rose Hill Circle location.
Well, because it's like I don't have to go to Nashville on Mondays. So
you need to go. Monday's your day.
Okay, so I could do it on a Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to do that.
It's a lot of fun.
When I was, doing the U-turn thing, I would occasionally, pop in and do something like that up in Nashville. But I've never really plugged in and done it. And it's so much fun. It is so much fun reading to kiddos. They just love it.
And you can pick any book you want to read,
Any book you want to read. Now they have books there. This is one of the things I said. What do we need to bring? I'm asking all the questions. So before I send it out to anybody, I gotta know. But she said you can either bring your own book, which I was very happy about because I have my stories I like to read. Or she has books there. So if you don't have a book that you feel like is child appropriate, of course she will hook you up. So
cool.
See, I'm a real big fan of the honky donkey wonky donkey.
Oh,
you heard that one?
Oh yeah,
It's so funny. And it didn't really teach them anything. It's just silliness, but it's just
fun.
Funny. It's just funny. It's just a
Exactly.
funny book. But anyway, that's one of my favorites.
Well,
But
and this kind of is a bit of a good segue. March 2nd is Dr. Seuss's birthday, and there's a lot of push around ensuring that we're instilling a love of reading in our children. That's really important. We, no matter what skill we're being taught in school, you can't really learn much. We can learn, orally, but we need to be able to read. You need to be able to read to drive. That is just a basic skill. And so encouraging a love of reading at a young age is really important. So doing what we can as adults to show that. And again, I won't get too off in the weeds, but I just want to say the kindness challenge that I had talked to you guys about, the community kindness challenge with the Bransford Pride After School program that I go to. One of the things that was on the community kindness, there was 12 opportunities to reach out, and it was to read a book to someone. And so when I was, tying up the loose ends and going back and giving them their prizes for participation and all that, I said, I want you to tell me what was one of your favorite things. Multiple kids said, my favorite thing was reading a book to my mom. My favorite thing was reading a book to my friend. And when they can actually immediately verbalize what they've done, they're not kids can make some stuff up. I'm not gonna lie, but it was really cute. One of my little boys, my little tater tots, he's in first grade now, but his name is Anthony, and he looked at me with the most genuine. He said, I really loved reading to my mama. And I'm like, I bet she loved hearing you read too. And so those are some good opportunities. When they see you reading, they want to read back to you. And so really giving them that opportunity and any kind of interest, like that. Kids want to be like adults, right? They want to be like you when they grow up. They don't know how hard it is sometimes, but anyways, giving them that positive experience with an adult is important.
very good. And I completely didn't watch the clock, and it's 8 o'clock.
Oh goodness.
Do you have anything else that you need to mention? Because what about the tax thing? Do you need to
free
remind
tax.
people
Free
about
tax.
that?
Thank you, Laverne. You're the best. Free tax prep is still going on. We are going to be open through the end of tax season, which is actually not April the 15th this year. It's April the 18th. So we will be open on the 16th, that Saturday. But we are open on Tuesdays from 5 to 8 p.m. Of course, we take our last appointments at 7 just to make sure we don't keep you or our volunteers there too late. And then we're also open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're located at the Robertson County Board of Education. Look it up, unitedwayfilefree.org. You can schedule your own appointment, or you're welcome to give me a call and I can get you on the schedule. 615-780-2511. Again, that's a free tax prep program. It has, thank you, Smoky Barn. I got to give him a little shout out. He picked up the story and pushed it out. We've had more appointments made by him pushing that out. So thank you so much if you happen to be listening, Jim Ball. Appreciate that. But that's we want to make sure our community knows about it. We have a lot of people saying, I didn't even know this existed, and I'm coming back every year. So they have a good experience. We've had some good turnarounds on that. So please send them our way. We'd be happy to help. There are some constraints, so make sure you call to schedule an appointment or work through that appointment line just to ensure that you do qualify, because there are some constraints there.
Very good. Awesome. And any questions, you can always reach out to them at the United Way office, and Brian and Ace can keep you up to date on everything that they're dealing with. And my husband's going to get me if I don't mention, because, he's working with Robertson County School Transportation now. They need bus drivers, y'all. They need bus drivers. They need crossing guards. If that's something you think that might fit into your schedule, reach out to Robertson County Schools. And part of his charge is to try to find bus drivers.
Yeah.
And he said people just don't realize what a good fit it is for retirees. Maybe it's something he mentioned yesterday. He says it's somebody that's a mom, that's working with their kiddos, and they want to be on a schedule with their kids. This is a great way to do it, to bring extra income in. To be there with your kids and interact with your kids. So if you're a mom with young kids, consider driving a bus. It's not hard. I know it's a little intimidating. I've driven a bus. I can actually. Some of the smaller buses that we drive at our church, they're more difficult for me to drive than the big yellow school bus. Once you get used to driving it, it's really nothing to it, guys. So if you're interested, get in touch with them at Robertson County Schools Department of Transportation, and maybe learn to drive a bus. So there you go. I promised my husband I'd do that.
We miss him down here at the. That's why I was coming in on 2 wheels this morning, because it was a little backed up over there. So yeah.
We need a crossing guard.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Actually, he's all over the place now that he's working as a safety coordinator. We're just so excited about that. So it's so much fun. But anyway, great job opportunities for you guys, and thank you for joining us here at 1100 WSGI for One Street Over. Tomorrow is our Facebook Day.